2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Stick around. We'll be right back with more. Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. D.A., take it away.
Well, thank you very much. Now, the NBA has accepted that this is an era of player movement. Commissioner Adam Silver says the data shows that superstars moving isn't necessarily a bad thing because it allows situations to change. Teams that may not be in a competitive position hope that they can sign one of those players. And as we know, Kevin, hope springs eternal.
It always does. It keeps the fans involved and looking for more. David, thanks. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Levine and DeRozan, the lethal wing pair. The machine is out there with ball, and it's Vucevic in at the point. And for the Jazz, sliding in at the wings, it's Mitchell and Bogdanovic. Then there's Jared Vanderbilt, and it's Conley, and it's Azubuike in at the 5 spot. A lot of focus on the guard matchup tonight, Greg. Both these teams rely on their backcourts to lead the way for them.
And if anything, it should make for an entertaining basketball game. And it becomes a little bit of a chess match when it's a backcourt duel. Those are always fun.
And here's Conley outside. Rebound by the Bulls.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
That one drops for him. Levine's got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Bulls. Now here's Conley. And there's the pass to Bogdanovic. To the middle. Here's Azubuike. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
And his teammates appreciate the unselfishness. Bogdanovic willing to get it to his open guys.
And you know there aren't many teams with a more dedicated fan base than Utah. The Jazz fans are behind their team no matter what.
Give him a lot of credit. He's always looking to be aggressive on the offensive end.
We've got 1:55 left to play in the first. Mitchell against Levine. Out to Conley. A 3-ball. Fires from deep. Vucevic with the rebound.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Got it. Nice one there from Levine. Levine's got his second bucket of the night. It's always striking, Greg, to see the bond between the Jazz team and their followers.
Well, when you're the only game in town, people take the team to heart. And we see it in cities like Portland and San Antonio as well. The fans form that attachment to their team.
The machine, that's good.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that. This is the shot they wanted to get. Right guy, right spot, wrong result.
Ball kicks to Levine. Fires for 3. Another 3 for Chicago.
That's something you can't defend. Zach using his vertical to shoot over the top.
Levine against Mitchell. Bogdanovic looking around. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by DeRozan. Here's the machine. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic. And it's 8 points for the machine.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
They established the pace. They made shots. This is why they're way out in front.
Substitution on the court.
Near the 3-point line, it's Mitchell. And just miss after miss right now.
Can't fault the play call. Even though he couldn't convert, that's a good shot.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
And it's helped them build an early lead. They just need to stay aggressive.
And Zach Levine gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Coming up the floor for the Jazz, Malik Beasley.
Just 3 on the clock. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
Beasley.
Yes, smart choice. I really like that play.
Levine way outside. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. A double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play.
6.
The Bulls on top, up by 11.
17.
And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.
Let's please a big round of applause for your Jazz Youth Dance Team.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And the Bulls guys have been rolling right along, haven't they?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
The Bulls leading by 11.
How about the job Billy Donovan has done? Under 500 in his first season, but took the Bulls to the playoffs in his second year at the helm.
Up front, it's Vanderbilt at the 4 and Kessler at the 5. Beasley is out there with Patrick Beverly, and it's Clarkson in at the 3. That's the group right now for Utah. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Out to the right wing. Drills it from outside. Lots of pieces have been added to this Bulls roster. For Donovan, you were just talking about him, to work with, coach, and lead. He has done a good job.
They have a great mix, Kevin, of veteran leadership and young talent. Donovan has been able to mix and match to keep guys fresh. It worked well for him in the playoffs last year. Just couldn't find an answer for Giannis and the Bucks.
So it's the Jazz now. The Bulls getting their last shot to go.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
And that one hits back iron.
Very surprising. He gets the ball where he wants it in a decent matchup.
Yes, that goes in.
He has length and he has athleticism. Both of those help him operate inside and beat good defenses.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you very much. Now, Mike Conley was a first-time All-Star in 2021 and is still a top-tier point guard. His teammate Donovan Mitchell says, when you have a guy like that who can control the game, it makes my job easier. Mike always has a feel for what's needed. He's big time. Kevin, back to you.
What an important influence he is on that team. Such a big part of what they do. DA, thanks. Well, Greg, we see it every year. Those overachieving teams in the NBA. What enables them to be greater than the sum of their parts?
Well, listen, luck can play a part, but confidence is a huge factor as well. If you walk into that gym every night believing you'll find a way to win, oftentimes you do.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. As Azubuike's checked in, Bogdanovich comes in for Vanderbilt. Mitchell, he's checked in for Malik Beasley. And it's Mike Conley in for Patrick Beverly. That's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. Rudy Gay's checked in for the Jazz.
For the Jazz, Rudy Gay.
Mitchell passes to Conley. Here's Azubuike. Out to Conley. Lets the 3 fly. That one, no good. And it's Chicago the other way. And it's DeRozan at the elbow. Pass to Vucevic. Launches it. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
They built up this huge lead with great play at both ends. They're going to love watching film tomorrow.
Here's the machine. after the basket by Utah. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Utah ball.
Jazz trailed by 14. Conley surveying the D. And Zach LaVine gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
Conley the pass to Bogdanovic. To the paint. Here's Gay. That ball. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovic. Gay's got his first bucket of the night.
Getting it done inside. Rudy Gay not just floating around the perimeter.
Here's the machine. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
14.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Mitchell wide open. Again, the Jazz score.
That jumper of Mitchell is superb. Has a great feel for when to take these mid-range shots.
In the corner, it's LaVine. Passes it to the machine. There's the 3. Wow! Huge buzzer beater.
I did not think he was going to get that off in time.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the shot clock, ending the quarter the right way.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls. Their lead at 15 going into the break. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks. Nick, are you guys executing the game plan the way you want?
I think mainly on offense we're finding open looks and we're knocking them down. So we got to keep doing that. I think on defense, then we're doing a pretty good job. But I think we've been playing pretty well so far.
Okay, we'll see if you can keep that going. Thanks, Nick. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Chicago was looking great right away. Their exceptional focus and all-around execution immediately triggered a 15-4 run at the start. Looking at the scoring breakdown, they ended up going wire to wire in the first quarter, never once giving up their lead. Then in quarter number 2, they actually increased their intensity to pull further out in front, finishing with a double-digit advantage at the half. Kenny, your thoughts on how the Bulls are playing?
I like what they're doing out there. Looking at their field goal percentage, they're moving the ball, getting great looks, and of course they're knocking down shots. I mean, that's the point of the game, isn't it? Shaq, right? That's the point.
Obviously.
And Shaq, how do you think the Jazz were playing?
First of all, where's the intensity on D? I think when a team is...
And that should do it.
Here they come, your Utah Jazz Dancers.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Really an incredible game from the machine.
And the bulk of his damage so far has come from the perimeter. A lot of threes early on.
He's been vital to spacing the floor for them. Makes everything else you want to do easier to accomplish.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. The wing set for him, LaVine and DeRozan. All out there with the machine. And it's Vucevic in at point guard. Pass to Azubuike. Over ball. Azubuike, no good. And so it's DeRozan. He'll bring it up for Chicago. 17-point lead, their biggest. And defensively, Chicago's so solid. Steve, they don't gamble a lot. They just get the job done.
Kevin, they do. Well, how they get it done, they rely on their intelligence. Good communication at that end. Could they be more disruptive? Maybe, but they play to their identity.
Here's the machine. Banked in off the glass.
13.
The machine's got 4 points this quarter.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
Vanderbilt finds Bogdanovich. Shoots over DeRozan. A nice shot by Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich has got his second basket.
Talented, driven. He puts constant pressure on your defense.
Vucevic with the bucket.
Strong through contact. Vucevic gets it done.
Jazz trailed by 17. Outside Conley. Back to Mitchell. The pass to Vanderbilt. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Hey, if you're not going to fight over, you're essentially giving the shooter the look he wants.
Shoots from the right block, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they've stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
And his rhythm, it's been way off. The goal now might be to get him something easy at the rim so he can just see the ball go in through the net, and that helps.
And Smitty, we've seen Nikola Vucevic add a 3-point shot to his arsenal.
This is a shot he didn't have early on in his career. But GA, as the game has continued to evolve, so has Vucevic. Recognizing bigs like him have to be able to stretch the floor.
And that one misses.
You gotta love what he brings to the table. Nikola Vucevic, not too shabby from the line either. He can shoot it. Yeah, he's kicking himself. No defenders to be found in that mid-range area.
Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
You know what it is? It's his creativity. That's making this engine run.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. The Jazz with another miss. To the inside, from the left block, it's Chicago with another bucket.
13.
And they're getting points, they're getting stops, and this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Yes, when it's going good, it feels easy. These are the nights you relish, but they're tough to replicate.
And so it's Chicago in very good shape with a 23-point lead at the end of the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Right back after this break.
45.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. The Jazz shooting about 42% so far. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Jared Vanderbilt. Then it's Malik Beasley. Then it's Patrick Viper. And it's Azubuike in at center. That's the group right now for Utah. Poke loose. And now Ball pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
A heady defense from Lonzo Ball sparking that run out. If you don't protect the rock, he'll swipe it.
Down low, here's Azubuike, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
13.
Up in his playmaking skills, when Levine notices an open teammate, he whips the pass over.
Inside, Vanderbilt, and the dunk by Vanderbilt.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
DeRozan for three, and that comes off the assist by Levine. Levine's got 4 assists in the game.
Would love to see more of this. DeRozan needs to keep working on his 3-ball.
To the middle. Here's Azubuike, and Utah again with the bucket.
And likes the view from there. He's a strong mid-range shooter.
And with that height, he can get a clean look on any shot at any time.
13.
He has really come into this second half on an absolute tear. Really impressive effort from him so far.
Beasley outside. Pass to Clarkson. Launches a 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Chicago.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for the Machine.
Hard not to be impressed by what he did tonight. He was aggressive, he was efficient, and the defense had no answer.
Chicago foul, number 13. That's his first personal foul.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Chicago?
High-effort, fast-break plays. They have been very effective for them in this game, generating a lot of points for them.
And they've also forced a lot of turnovers, capitalizing and turning those turnovers into points. Way to get after it.
And he makes the first.
Anytime you watch the Jazz, you have to think back to those great Utah teams of the 80s and 90s. They easily could have won a few rings.
And so he makes both from the line. For Chicago, they've gotten every shot they've taken so far in the fourth quarter to go in. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter. DeRozan for 3. And the Bulls another 3.
DeRozan.
Taking no chances, they go on one last run to seal the deal.
Not messing around at all. They were focused, relentless, and they got the job done.
Back to Butler. Shoots from the elbow. Yep, that one goes.
Butler.
And Vucevic has got the ball here for the Chicago Bulls.
Number 13.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
And when you're on the road, you can't be tentative coming into a game like this. I thought their aggressive approach was the difference.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock.
On the heels of this run, you wonder where was this effort earlier on?
Well, the question becomes, are they playing that much better now, or has their opponent taken the rest of the night off?
Second shot opportunity. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.